Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.stampingup.net. Hope you're all doing okay. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is using a brand new stamp set from the new annual catalogue. It's seasonal branches. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. You'll notice when I open it though that there is a bit of colour on some of the stamps. That's because I stamped with a few of my team members and I let them use my new stamp set. But for me, this is brand new, and I've been looking forward to playing with the bird. I really like these sort of stamp sets that you can sort of build up to be a scene. I think they're really cute, and I just love bird cards, natures, flowers, birds. I love them. So this was definitely a winner for me when I saw it. So I'm stamping my bird down first with Memento ink, and I'm going to be blending it, and I'm just stamping it onto some scrap paper. It doesn't need to be any sort of size. I'm going to cut the bird out. Now I'm using Bubble Bath for the tummy because first of all I thought about it being a bit like a robin, but it's not a Christmas card. So I changed it to be a bit more like a blue tit, and I changed the tummy so that it then had lemon lolly over the top part, so you can still see Bubble Bath. And then I went over it with Pool Party to give it sort of that blue tit type look, and I just went around the middle and down the side with that. And then I coloured the rest of the bird in with Crumb Cake in Crumb Cake Light. And then I went over the whole of the tummy lightly with the Crumb Cake Light just to make sure it had all blended in together, and was quite happy with the desired effect. So then I got my scissors and I fussy cut out my bird. It took seconds. It really didn't take very long. Well, you're going to see how long it took, but it was quite simple to do because the tummy is literally a curve and because the back wing is a curve as well. It was just a really quick fussy cut, not too hard. There are dies that go with this stamp set, so if you are not a fussy cutter, you can get the dies as well. Okay, but I didn't get the dies. I wanted another stamp set, so sometimes if you've got money you can buy 2 stamp sets, or you can buy a bundle, and I'll get the 2 stamp sets and fussy cut. So here's my little bird sitting at the top. Now the way I'm going to work the rest of the card is I'm going to be using these leaves, and I'm also going to use a branch to create some detailed effect for the background of the card. Now when I first started this, you can see I'm sort of still moving my card around. I haven't decided if it's portrait or landscape or what's going on with it. I didn't know whether I was just going to be doing 1 or 2 or 3 or a whole background of these. I really hadn't worked it out. I just wanted to stamp it all first to know. So I'm going to be stamping it with, this is Crumb Cake, which I'm doing the branch with. And I'm just putting a piece of scrap paper to the side of it because I don't like getting my grid paper messy. I have issues. I do have issues. And then with the Memento, I'm going over the leaves, and then I'm going to stamp those down. It was so easy to line these up. I mean, look at that. Straight over, every leaf had a branch, done. Really, really simple with that. And I've stamped the leaves in Memento because I am going to be colouring them with Light and Dark Lost Lagoon. Love this colour, so glad it's back. It's definitely going to be a favourite that I'm using all the time. I was sad to see Soft Succulent go, but if it was a choice between Soft Succulent and Lost Lagoon would win all the time. So I'm very glad that it's back. And I'm just coloured it in the dark in the middle. And then I've gone round it with the light all the way to the edges to actually get some cool blending effects going on it. Now, as I said, I wasn't sure whether I was just going to do 1 or whether I was going to do lots of these or how this card was going to shape up. I really hadn't worked it out to start off with. But as I was colouring it, I thought the rest of the card is looking pretty naked. And I do normally like cards that have white effect on it. You've probably heard me say loads of times that, you know, white space is your friend. But this was looking very white space, very white space. So I gave it a couple of seconds of moving the bird around and then I thought to myself, nope. I'm going to create this into a background. I'm going to do a whole load more of these, and I did. So I think in the end I ended up stamping it 3 times, just anything that would cover the background, and actually just get some detail on here. And then in with the leaves finally, and then back to colouring. You've seen me do this. I'm just doing it again with these ones to fill in the background. Now the cool thing about this stamp set, while I'm continuing doing my background, is it also comes with some additional bits that you can use with these branches. So there's some really cute flowers, and there's also some apples, and there's also some little dots which could either be cherries or berries, or could just end up being a bulb, you know, like when you have the blossoms start coming out and you have the it's closed before it opens and it's more like a bulb at the start. A bud, that's it, a bud. Yeah, so you can build this card up whichever way you want. You can use the leaves, then put the buds over the top as well. So there's going to be lots of scene builder cards I can see coming using this set. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me, we had one not long ago, something about seasons then, and that had a builder set in, and it also had snow in it. So if you remembered and you were a fan of that one, you're going to be a fan of this one as well. And there we go, all coloured in, and that's the background. And I decided at that point to turn it and have it landscape. So you can see how my mind works. It just really, it needs to visualise it. So I'm just getting a sentiment. I'm going with a happy birthday sentiment. And I'm going to stamp that on a piece of scrap basic white cardstock that's in a rectangle size. And I'm just going to stamp that down. It doesn't need to be a specific size. I've just got a scrap and then cut a rectangle out of it that's just around the sentiment. It's up to you how big it is. And then I'm going to stick the bird on top like that. Quite simple when you look at it. It looks simple, but it's just a really cute card, I feel, and that bird is going to stick up really prominent. So I'm cutting down the base of the cardstock. This was 14.8 centimetres by 10.5, so the exact size needed for a card base. I've cut it down so that it's 9.5 centimetres by 13.8. That means that I can put a piece of crumb cake behind it, which is 10 centimetres by 14.3, and I'll have a nice frame when the card goes on. I used to do this all the time with putting coloured cardstock behind paper. I haven't done it for ages. I really need to get back into the habit of it because it just steps the card up and looks beautiful. Once I've done that, I'm just going to get my card base. I already have them cut and scored at the side of my desk, so I'm just grabbing it, burnishing it, and I'm just going to stick this down. Now, I did have a dodgy reel, so I just put a new reel in, and I think it was a dodgy one. Stampin' Up! Are really good if you have dodgy refills. You let them know, they'll send you a replacement out, no arguments, no problems. But yeah, on the middle of a video, I was like, come on. So I just grabbed a spare one from the side and got going again. I'm sticking this down with dimensionals. So I'm actually going to put the dimensionals on the base, but I also want to put one just behind my bird as well, so the bird sticks up and looks like he's supposed to be on top of that sentiment. So I'm going to put the dimensional towards the top of the bird, towards his head, pull it off and stick him down half over the card and half over the sentiment. And there we go. That's pretty much the card finished. Just to finish it off, I'm going to pop some embellishments on. I'm going to be using some grey embellishments just to create a little bit of a difference of texture and colour, because I feel there's a lot of white going on there. So I'm just going to stick a few of those in the background, and that is my card using the Seasonal Branches photopolymer stamp set from the new annual catalogue. What do you think? Let me know below. And here's the finished project. Thank you for joining me. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. Everything I've used today is available from slimandstylish.stampingup.net. If you did enjoy the video, please do drop me a like or leave me a comment. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and come back for more content. I also have an Instagram page that I'm trying to grow at the same time. It's @slimandstylish, and every like or follow helps. Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Bye.